Hello and welcome to Wednesday Debate Live with Taghreed Hussein here on Nile TV International. Tonight we have a very interesting topic. We're talking about Egypt and how it attracts startups and also foreign investments to the country. Well, with several startups in operation across Egypt, we have the fourth largest startup ecosystem on the continent by number of companies, and throughout the last 8 years, the New Republic has actually been giving unprecedented support to further boost Egypt's startup ecosystem and help the youth kick up the different projects, technology and innovation-driven entrepreneurship, and also accelerating growth. The number of startups in Egypt is growing fast with significant and increased attention for both regional as well as international accelerators and also high-tech incubators. Egypt has become an emerging startup hub in the region, offering a variety of avenues for startups also to raise capital. And we're really honored to talk about this topic with Dr. Nevine Nakhla, Professor of Business Administration, whom we're really happy that she's joining us tonight, talking about the opportunities that Egypt offers to startups and to entrepreneurs as well. Thank you so much, Dr. Nevine, for coming.
Thank you, an honor. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. And together we'll be talking about how the state today is telling the story of success concerning the encouragement of entrepreneurs and entrepreneurial activity across a multitude of verticals, and how we are actually establishing ourselves as a center and as a hub for in the minds of investors regarding startups. Let's take first the top story of the day. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and the Emir of Qatar, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, had witnessed the signing of a memorandum of understanding between Egypt's Sovereign Fund for Investments and Development and the Qatar Investment Authority. A memo of understanding in the field of social affairs was also signed between the Ministry of Social Solidarity and the Qatari Ministry of Social Development. And another memorandum of understanding on cooperation in the field of ports was also signed between Egypt and Qatar. The president was received by the Qatari Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani yesterday at Doha's Hamad International Airport in the first ever official visit to Qatar. The visit comes as a culmination of the recent path of excellence in relations between Egyptian and Qatari sides. His Excellency Ambassador Bassam Radi, presidential spokesman, said that President Sisi and bin Hamad had held individual talks followed by an expanded session of talks that included the delegations of both countries. Well, talking more about the file today concerning startups and entrepreneurship and more right after this break, we'll be back. So we're talking tonight about elevating digitization on the national agenda, tracking progress systematically, and also developing better governance. All this is a model for the field of information technology and its different sectors. The president earlier had directed to allocate incentives to outstanding students of Digital Egypt's CUP programs. And this is actually great because since we are investing in the human capital on Egypt's youth, so definitely we're thinking about their future. So this is going also to be part of our discussion tonight with Dr. Nakhla. We'll be talking about the human potential in the field of entrepreneurship, how the government today is encouraging startups and encouraging a better life. This in addition, of course, for working day and night to ensure a quality of life to all Egyptians. This report, and we'll be back.
President Sisi directs to allocate incentives to outstanding students of the Digital Egypt Cups program. According to presidential spokesperson Bassem Rodi, President Sisi gave the directives to allocate the incentives to encourage outstanding students of the Digital Egypt Cups program in order to promote human development and build capacities for the talented in the information technology sector. President Sisi's orders were given during a meeting with the Prime Minister and Minister of Communications and Information Technology, following up on national projects of the communications and information technology sector and reviewing the educational process at the Egypt University of Informatics, as well as progress in the City of Knowledge at the new administrative capital. President Sisi gave directives to promptly complete the establishment of the City of Knowledge at the highest technological level and expand the establishment of Egypt Digital Creativity Centers to provide training activities and sponsor creativity as well as entrepreneurship in the various governorates of the Republic. During the meeting, the Minister of Communications presented an overview of work progress in a number of projects which are currently being executed in the communications and information technology sector. These projects are implemented as part of efforts to upgrade the infrastructure and informatics. In this regard, President Sisi directed the speedy completion of digital transformation projects, the automation of government services, and the delivery of these services to citizens in an easy and sound manner, given the project's close and integrated connection to the development process the whole country is going through. The President also gave directives about the expansion of the high-speed terrestrial internet network by spreading the use of fiber optic networks as well as increasing the number of mobile towers to improve the service across the state.
From the important initiative of Digital Egypt Cups to the important visit that His Excellency President Sisi paid to Qatar at the invitation of the Qatari Emir, further fostering bilateral relations between both countries and a signal of a new phase in Cairo's relations with the members of the Gulf Cooperation Council, the GCC in general, a very important visit that came timely, reading the significance, the timing and the outcome with His Excellency Professor Dr. Fakhri Al-Fiqi, Professor of Financial Economics at Cairo University. Dr. Fiqi, thank you so much for joining Nile TV.
My pleasure to be with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. And we're talking about an outcome, a very fruitful outcome on the presidential visit to Qatar. And we've seen very important discussions and also further discussing the developmental process between both countries. This in addition, Your Excellency, to encouraging and welcoming to the Qatari investments in the country.
When President Fattah al-Sisi, that's his first visit to Qatar since assuming the presidency of Egypt. He was received in a warm welcome by the Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani. So this visit is very important for both countries, especially Egypt is one of the leading country in the Arab country, and this is the big sister of the all Arab countries. So what Egypt is doing and President Fattah al-Sisi is doing is to strengthen the ties between all Arab countries, especially during this very important circumstances where we have problems. I mean, not all, the whole world, they are facing a very difficult time since the invasion of Russia to Ukraine. So during these circumstances, Egypt is playing a very crucial role in strengthening the ties between all Arab countries. President Fattah Sisi visit to Saudi Arabia, to Emirates, to Bahrain, and now he's visiting Qatar. This is to achieve stability in the region, and that's very important during this difficult circumstances. President Fattah Sisi is, they held a number of meetings with Qatari Amir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, and also with the business community, Qatari business community, to invite them to invest more in Egypt, since Egypt has plenty of investment opportunities. Therefore, for example, we have a number of economic ties with Qatar.
Yeah.
The first one is we have more than 250,000 Egyptians. They are working in Qatar, and they are remitting or transferring not less than $1.5 trillion, $1.5 billion in terms of Egyptian remittances here in Egypt. In addition, the Qatari investment in Egypt, currently the outstanding Qatari investment in Egypt, reached the amount of $3.1 billion. In addition, there is a target of investing additional $5 billion in Egypt in the coming few years. Those five could be more after this visit.
Yes.
So Qatari, they promise, to deposit $3 billion out of this five at the Central Bank of Egypt, and the rest of the money, between two or maybe more, to invest it in a number of projects in Egypt under the sovereign fund, Egyptian sovereign fund for investment. That's why Minister Al Said was in this visit, so as to provide how many investment opportunities in Egypt for the Qatari business community or business leaders in Qatar. Anyway, we have a lot of investment, Qatar investment in Egypt. The fourth front, economic relationship with Egypt, the trade between Qatar and Egypt, the lump sum of export and import amounted almost as very modest one and needs to be, enhanced. The total amount of trade, inter-trade between Qatar and Egypt, it's a very little amount, it's about $45 million. So what we need is to push more in this area of the trade between Egypt and Qatar, and also to encourage more Egyptian export to Qatar.
Yes.
So anyway, I think I'm very pleased to to have President Fattah al-Sisi visiting Qatar after 3 years of difficulty in this relationship. So anyway, now Egypt is doing a lot of visits, and also to strengthen the ties between, the Arab countries to achieve stability in the region, especially during these difficult times.
Definitely. I thank you so much, Your Excellency, Dr. Fakhri al-Fiqi, Professor of Financial Economics at Cairo University, highlighting the outcome of this important visit, presidential visit by the President to Qatar, with a very fruitful outcome. From a fruitful outcome in Qatar, Professor Nakhla, to a fruitful also outcome here home when we find Digital Egypt Cubs and this important initiative. And we can see how the President is really encouraging Egypt's youth and facilitating life for them, trying to make things easier. So definitely this project and the expansion of Digital Egypt initiative is very promising.
Yes, very promising. And of course, like Dr. Fiqi was saying, it comes from the political stability and the economical stability of Egypt. So now the new government building our youth, we are a young population. Egypt is a very young population. And putting and highlighting all the strategies for building the capabilities of youth, not waiting for them to graduate from the university and then start the digital transformation. Although there is another initiative, 2 or 3 other initiatives working with the university graduates and undergraduates of university students, but still the vision and the importance of digital transformation by His Excellency, our beloved President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, for our youth from 12 years old to 17 years old. They are getting big incentive and big education for the coming. If they are in first prep, they will take 5 years of digital transformation. If they are in first secondary, they'll take 2 years of intensive digital transformation. They will work exactly day to day by school days, three days per week. Online and offline, once offline, in the new knowledge hubs and the new creative places, the Creativa, in all governorates, yes, all schools, all school types. Mm-hmm. And if we see the success already of the initiative, 20,000 applied for it, and now they screened and chose around 13,000 of the youth. And they will start on 3 stages. First stage is the information and technology, general knowledge and general education. Second stage, the different areas like the artificial intelligence, the fiber optics. And then the third stage is specialization of the great Egyptian youth to build their capabilities and to build their knowledge and expertise and to give them tools for the future jobs.
Definitely, this is very important, giving them tools for the future, building their capacities, working on their potential. It's very important when you direct, for instance, for the establishment of the investment technology zone. Look how many job opportunities this is going to offer. Look how many youthful cadres are going to work on such a promising environment, and also the attraction of local and foreign entrepreneurs as well.
Exactly, and the freelancing.
Yes.
They are encouraging these youth to go on freelancing and to start their businesses early, in an early stage. They can be still in school or university, and they have their jobs and they have their startups already.
Yes.
Not only the youth are taking technology education and science education, they are also giving them soft skills, a lot of communication skills, a lot of time management, a lot of power for our youth to be competitive and to open new jobs and new career for themselves.
Yes, very important what you're saying, and also the issue of encouraging startups has been actually very much prominent in the New Republic. Look at the different incentives that are provided for entrepreneurs concerning startups, turning Egypt into a startup hub in the region. So, Dr. Nakhla, the sky is a limit in that respect.
Yes, and already the GEM report of 2021-2022 and the World Economic Forum, all the reports are stating that Egypt is ranked #1 in the startup intention and in the startup investment. We are in Africa and in the region, we are #1 investing and supporting and giving a good help for entrepreneurs and startups. You know, startups, if you don't encourage them the first year and you really support the first year of building their companies and giving them the social norm of being a startup or an entrepreneur, this is a very important thing. The government is doing a lot of initiatives, hundreds of initiatives, very strategically and very collaborated with all the ministries and all the, Ministry of Planning, Development, Ministry of Communication Technology, Youth, even the international cooperation. Everyone is putting all the efforts for helping and supporting startups by doing a lot of incubators, a lot of accelerators, a lot of networking, a lot of mentoring, coaching, funding, a lot of support. Even His Excellency, he opened the door for startups to work on digital platforms and to work without having a location, to work from their homes. And this was a great push for them, to encourage them and to give them support to open up and to start their businesses. Also opening a company, a one-person company was minimum 50,000 Egyptian pounds. It's now 1,000 Egyptian pounds. So it's reducing the taxes, reducing the constraint of registration. Now registration will be online with a digital platform. A lot of support.
Yes, definitely a lot of support. Today we're seeing lots of support on more than one front, seeing numerous regulatory reforms in banking system, in payments and microfinance, if we're talking also the digital identity, cloud computing, also data privacy. Well, many actually opportunities provided, and this has increased the growth of startups in Egypt dramatically. Fintech is also among the fastest growing and impactful sectors in the country, Professor Nevine.
Also, the new sustainable business and the new green business and the new green startup, it's very important now with the challenge of the climate change and the challenge of the sustainability. Also the Egypt Vision 2030 aligned with SDGs 2030 goals and achieving the goals with the Egyptian vision of 2030 and sustainable development. It's very important now. The startups are heading to the innovation and technology, not only seeking the opportunities in the market and the opportunities of success and doing new products or new ideas or innovative technology or something like that. It's also taking care of the scarce resources and sustainability of the projects and of the startups. With the help of the Egyptian vision, you know, to have the sustainability, the three pillars is the social, economical, and environmental. And the new trend and the new era of startups in this area assures the sustainability of their projects and the sustainability for the future of the country and of the economy itself.
Yes, definitely. The startup ecosystem in Egypt evolved dramatically over the past few years, especially on the diversity and the level of inclusion. From coaching to funding, we find also lots of women who have become today very successful entrepreneurs who have worked in that respect. Women play a very important role in e-commerce today, in consulting, and also they have great accessibility to training and starting their projects. So women empowerment, definitely. Yes. We can talk about this file for hours, but
exactly.
Regarding also startups, women and startups, how do you think is the link? The link is very successful.
Very successful. Mm-hmm. Women are multitasking.
Yes.
Also, if you measure a company, a country development, you measure it with the women empowerment and the startup empowerment of women. And we resemble one of three in the startup community. Egypt has taken, and our beloved president has taken a lot of steps to empower women. We had a year for women empowerment full of hundreds of initiatives. And training, mentoring, coaching, accelerators, not only women in Great Cairo or in Alexandria, a lot of initiatives. She can, I can say names of hundreds of initiatives.
Yes, in Upper Egypt, in rural areas.
Yes, and one of the good things that took place with the digital transformation and the online. So women now, they don't have to travel for months and stay away from their houses. They can learn and take the support online. Also, the support to the unofficial businesses of small SMEs and small handicrafts and a lot of fairs, a lot of support. Now, even with the handicrafts and the women working with the micro businesses, they can have a visa, they can have registration, they can be paid online, they can sell online their products. A lot has been taken in this part of business.
Yes.
This important part of business to drive the economy of Egypt.
Yes, definitely. Well, Egypt's success in this file of promoting entrepreneurship has been tremendous. Encouraging startups definitely manages to market Egypt globally. And look at the different incentives that are provided. And we have a very big event soon. We're preparing for COP27. Inshallah, it's going to be a big hit.
Yes.
For Egypt. The whole world attention is going to be directed to the mother of the world.
Yes.
And definitely, Professor Nakhla, if we talk about entrepreneurs and technology, both together, this equation can help a lot in marketing this important event, the
yes.
COP27.
Already a lot of initiatives took place for prizes and competition of choosing the best startups, innovation and technology. And if you follow these competitions, the startups, the youth are amazingly educated and capable and knowledgeable with the ambition and the capability and the ability. Of course, in COP27, we'll see our young startups showing the world the capabilities of the Egyptian youth in innovation and technology and in helping reduce the carbon transmissions and in the sustainable and green energy and clean energy. So we'll definitely see a lot of startups taking the lead and showing the world how Egypt will perform in the COP27 and what will show and give in the COP27.
Definitely, we're going green,
Yes.
and thank you for choosing green actually tonight because it's very symbolic. Egypt is going green and digitalized. Sharm el-Sheikh is turning into a green city, and we're preparing for a big shot, a big event. Green startups are a very healthy environment too, very
Yes.
attractive.
Yes, yes, and the future of the world. And a lot of green startups, green business is already taking the lead now with a lot of funding. Strategically, Egypt is looking very much in funding and giving loans and supporting startups in the green business to assure the sustainability and to assure what you say, recycling the waste, doing all the right things for the business, not losing resources and being efficient and being really, it's very important for Egypt to support the green startups and the green youth taking it.
Definitely, it is very important. We're talking incubators, accelerators, initiatives, green economy, you know, it's a whole equation. And this is how it goes. Many services that are available, the government is exerting great efforts in that respect, encouraging the youth, entrepreneurs, encouraging startups. It's a new era, and it's an era of encouraging the startup activity.
Exactly. If you see the incubators, the many incubators, what they're doing from prototyping to showing them, teaching them, training them how to do their businesses, how to market, how to sell, how to pack, how to reduce energy, everything, mentoring. As we said, the first year is the toughest year for any startup. Because startups are small, because they're new, they're small, and new, so they're not that experienced. So they take the experience and knowledge from the mentors in these incubators and accelerators, putting them together with the angel investors and seed investing, venture capitals, a lot of support to Egyptian entrepreneurs and Egyptian startups. And it's paying off for the Egyptian economy and for everything in Egypt.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nakhla, for coming tonight and for highlighting this important project. It's actually a very important and a story of success for Egypt startups. Dr. Nevine Nakhla, Professor of Business Administration, thank you so much for coming to Wednesday Debate.
Pleasure. Thank you so much.
And I thank you, dear viewers, for joining us. I'm Tagharit Hussein. Many thanks for watching.